Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors, professionals, respected administrators and managers, adorable doctors, directors, honorable advocates, secretaries, administrators, and advisors, the most honorable present responsibility, and Rakesh from USA, heartily, cordially welcome. Really nice time, nice place, nice action today. What is happening around the world? Let us go through the form of limited diversity. BRICS will help create a multipolar world. Modi says. Prime Minister Modi lands in Ghana and he begins his 5-nation trip. He says the visits will strengthen cooperation with Global South. He will also attend the BRICS summit in Brazil and hold bilateral meetings. India and Brazil will discuss ways to advance the priorities of the Global South in the coming days, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of his 5-nation visit. Beginning on Wednesday, Mr. Modi will attend the BRICS summit to be held in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro during the trip. Said the summit will help create a balanced multipolar world order. He further shared the 5-nation visit will help strengthen cooperation within the Global South. The Prime Minister is expected to hold several bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the summit as well. As a founding member, India is committed to BRICS as a vital platform for cooperation among emerging economies. Together, we strive for a more peaceful, equitable, just, democratic and balanced multipolar world order, said Mr. Modi in a departure statement as he boarded the official aircraft that landed in Ghana for a bilateral visit. The Prime Minister will visit Trinidad and Tobago, Argentina and Namibia before concluding the trip on July 9th. State honor, according to Onion News outlet graphic.com. The Foreign Minister of Ghana, Shamuel Akudito and DrRK had announced that Mr. Modi will receive the country's highest state honor. The companion of the Order of the Star of Ghana during the visit. Previous recipients of the order include the late French President Jacques Chirac, King Mohammed VI of Morocco, President Luis Inacio Lula da Silva of Brazil, former Nigerian President Obasanjo and former Namibian President Sans Nujoma. Mr. Modi will hold talks with President John Dramani Mahama in Ghana. Ghana is a valued valued partner in the global south and plays an important role in the African Union and the economic community of West African states, said Mr. Modi. Adding that his visit will build on India's historic ties with Ghana and help in opening up areas like investment, energy, health, capacity building, and developing partnership. Mr. Modi will also address the Parliament of Ghana during the visit. Mr. Al-Baka, Mr. Ablakwa has shared that Ghana plans to emerge as the vaccine hub for Africa. Special cells in J&K to reopen cases of militancy victims. The latest initiative will identify perpetrators currently engaged in government service from Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar. The Jammu and Kashmir police on Wednesday started circulating special phone number to reopen cases of victims of militancy in the Union territory and identify the perpetrators currently working in government departments. According to the J&K police dedicated grievance line cells have been set up in Anantnag, Avantipora, Gurugram, Baramulla and Sopore in the Kashmir division. Similar helplines are being set up in the Jammu region with Lodha district already establishing one such cell. Kashmir opened arms to first batch of Amarnath pilgrims. From Srinagar, the first batch of around 5,485 pilgrims undertaking the annual Amarnath Yatra reached the Kashmir Valley on Wednesday under community trials and revamped security arrangement, which included facial recognition systems and designation of Yatra routes as no-fly zones, while local people extended warm welcome. Siddharth May asserts he will be Karnataka CM for full 5-year term. From Bengaluru, amid claims by a few Congress MLAs that Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister and State Party President DK Shivakumar will be at the helm of the government later this year. Chief Minister Siddharth Maya firmly has asserted on the Wednesday that he will serve his full 5-year term. Security breach at Parliament, High Court grants bail due to accused. The Delhi High Court on Wednesday granted bail to Vidam Azhar and Manish Kumawat, two accused in the 2023 Parliament security breach case. But they of them from talking about the incident in the press or on social media. The High Court granted the reprieve on punishing a personal bond of 50,000 rupees each and two sureties. They shall not leave Delhi appear before the investigating agency every Monday, Wednesday and Friday share. perpetrator of terror attack in Pahalgam to justice say required foreign minister. From the Delhi Quad, foreign minister have condemned the Pahalgam terror attack in the strongest terms and called for the perpetrators of the attack to be brought to justice without any delay. A joint statement issued in Washington said the statement was issued on Tuesday night after the four ministers, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong, and Japan Foreign Minister Aiba Takashi were hosted by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio for the foreign ministers meeting held ahead of the Quad summit expected to be held in November in India this year. New agenda, the minister said they had agreed on a new agenda to focus on four key areas: maritime security, economic prosperity and security, critical and emerging technologies, and humanitarian assistance and disaster response. To this renewed focus, we will sharpen the Quad's ability to leverage our resources to address the region's most pressing challenges, the statement shared. Real Madrid hosts Juventus, sets up quarterfinal date with Dortmund. Manalo steps down as India's head coach. Bengaluru Stampede. BCCI Ombudsman instructs RCB KSCA to file written submissions. For athletes get reduced 3-year ban for wearing dog test. India women route Iraq nudges closer to Asian Cup qualification. 100-meter hurdler Jyoti suffers injury. Meenakshi and Pooja assured of medals. India's cricket tour of Bangladesh could be rescheduled. 4 athletes get reduced 3-year ban for wearing dog test. Current beats qualifier winners enter the second round. Base of Mysore. The residents of Chelanam, a coastal panchayat in Kerala's Ernakulam district, are once again bearing the brunt of sea erosion this monsoon season. We hope the cabinet will give sanction to the ADB funded project to reinforce the remaining stretch of Chelanam Panchayat with tetrapods. Restore CFR management rights to villagers. Dozens of villages from over 10 districts in Chhattisgarh are protesting against the state forest department after its May 15 order suspending on work on community forest resource management. Bengal terminated eligible teachers rally against the exam. Found to name district chief for Haryana soon. NDA will form government in Bihar with two-thirds majority, says Rajnath. Addressing meeting of the Bihar Unity of BJP in Patna, Defense Minister targets RJD for decades of injustice and asserts that only the ruling alliance can bring back the lost glory of the state. From Patna ahead of the assembly election later this year in Bihar, senior Bharatiya Janata Party leader and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh targeted the opposition Congress and Rashtriya Janata Dal on Wednesday, alleging that these parties only have the sole aim of remaining in power by any means. He was in Patna to attend the Bihar BJP working committee meeting in which several regulations were passed in the presence of senior party leaders. Addressing the meeting, the defense minister sought to draw the blueprint for the BJP, the world's largest party, to take on the opposition. When the opposition talks about the politics of matter, we have to answer it with the politics of service. When they talk about pushing Bihar back, we will talk about the roadmap of a bright future. When they distract the people of Bihar from issues, we should talk about educated Bihar teacher. TN custodial death victims were given government jobs. From Shivagana, acting on Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's orders, Minister for Corporation K.R. Priya Karukan and Shivaganga Collector K. Warpoli handed over a job appointment order. Mohali Court extends remand of Madhya by 4 days. NHRC notice to Odisha government over assault of two persons. Opposition walks out of Maharashtra Assembly over flight of farmers. UP school merger plan anti-poor should be dropped, Mayawati says of Lucknow. UP government is planning to merge schools having enrollment of less than 50 students in nearby school. Golden Samaj Party BSP President Mayawati on Wednesday described the Uttar Pradesh government's plan to merge or consolidate primary schools with low student environment as anti-poor and unfair, saying that it will deprive crores of children from economically weaker backgrounds of accessible and affordable education near their homes. Odisha civil servants announced to go on mass in protest. Opposition was out of Maharashtra Assembly outright of Parliament. The Mumbai opposition legislator staged a walkout from the Maharashtra Assembly on Wednesday, raising concern over the deepening agrarian crisis, including alleged irregularities in soybean procurement, non-payment of dues, and rising farmer suicides. Goa government combines two schemes in order to get 4,000 rupees monthly. Others step paid 1 year on candidates born as trials continue. High Court holds Home Secretary's order on phone tapping unconstitutional. Request for phone tapping cannot be permitted for crime detection, says Justice Anand Venkatesh of the Madras High Court orders that the intercepted calls should not be used for any purpose. On Chennai, the Madras High Court on Wednesday refused to expand the scope of Section 5 of 2 of the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885 and permit the central and state governments to resort to phone tapping as a covert measure for detection of crimes. Justice Anand Venkatesh rejected such a request made on behalf of the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. This court is unable to accept this submission since the boundaries for the invasion of a fundamental right to the medium of enacted law is a function of the legislature and not of the court itself. Section 5(2) sets out the Lakshman Rekha for resorting to the extreme measure of phone tapping, which amounts to invasion of the right to privacy, the right that had been recognized as an integral part of the fundamental right to life and personal liberty guaranteed under Article 21 of the Constitution measures shared to contingencies as per Section 5(2). The centers of the state governments could authorize phone tapping only in case of two contingencies: on the occurrence of any public emergency or in the interest of public safety. The role of the court is confined to seeing as to whether this threshold is crossed or not. The judge said, declining to expand the scope of the legal provision any further, he said, as sentinels on the 12 wide the courts are gatekeepers of fundamental rights. Gatekeepers cannot become gatemakers to reposition the gates as and when the executive requires, without the intervention of the legislation. The issue of Chennai-based Avran Education Limited had filed the petition to fish on authorization issued by the Union Home Secretary on August 2011 for the CPI to intercept his phone calls. The intercepted calls led to the arrest of additional Commissioner of Income Tax. Supreme Court directs the government to file inquiry report In illegal mining case, New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Wednesday directed the state of Andhra Pradesh to submit in a sealed cover in its inquiry report into an alleged illegal mining scam involving former Janabram MLA and YSR Congress party leader Mohan. The direction was issued by a bench led by Justice M.M. Sundresh while hearing a petition filed by the state challenging a May 29 order of the Andhra Pradesh High Court which had granted anticipatory bail to Mr. Mohan in connection with the case. Devotee book for making false claims on Madhu Prashadam. Karnataka High Court allowed CBI to expand probe into Valmiki scam. Telangana last 37 bodies recovered. Search continues. Janki title draw Kerala High Court was film on July 5. Kerala tourism box to cash in at grounded UK fighter sparks curiosity on social media. Thiruvananthapuram are cashing in on the popularity of Hollywood stars from Tom Holland and Zendaya, co-stars of Spider-Man movies. Kerala tourism is now making headlines thanks to popularity of an F-35B fighter jet of the Royal Air Force of the United Kingdom. Becky allegedly films women colleagues in washroom arrested. Rephrasing global development finance. Integrating compassion, prioritizing palliative care. In India, millions endure unnecessary suffering, making it imperative to integrate palliative care into its health care system. Palliative care plays a crucial role in providing comfort and ensuring dignity to those navigating terminal conditions. Despite its proven impact, palliative care remains critically underfunded and underutilized in India, leaving millions without the support that they desperately need. Palliative care, which is a form of specialized care addressing a person's physical, emotional, social and spiritual needs, remains a critical yet underappreciated component of healthcare. Unlike curative treatment that is aimed at eradicating disease, palliative care focuses on alleviating pain, reducing suffering, and improving quality of life for patients and their families. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, an estimated 40 million people globally require palliative care each year, with 78% of them living in low and middle income countries. However, only 14% of those in need receive such care in India, where an estimated 7 million to 10 million people require palliative care annually. Only 1% to 2% have access to it. This gap in prevention and policy prioritization. The demand for palliative care is increasing constantly due to the global rise in non-communicable illnesses such as cancer, diabetes, and chronic respiratory conditions. India's healthcare system, which is already strained, faces increasing pressure, making it essential to integrate palliative care to reduce unnecessary hospitalization and ease the emotional and financial burden on families. Away from the edge, the incineration of toxic waste from the world lead to crime and murder. All in India strategy must be shared vision. India has declared its ambition to be a global leader in artificial intelligence governance as the world's largest democracy and a tech-savvy nation. It is well positioned to champion an inclusive and human-centric approach to AI, but this aspiration is being undermined by the absence of a comprehensive, democratically anchored national AI strategy. India's current AI initiatives center on the India AI mission, led by a bureaucrat and the House as an independent unit within a Section 8 company under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The mission cannot substitute for a national strategy. Missions are vehicles for executing priorities, but only after priorities have been clearly defined. In India, approach to AI fundamental questions remain unresolved. What are our national priorities? Which governance values should guide us? How should institutions be structured moving forward? Without answering these questions poses two risks. It may compromise India's ability to lead and maintain strategic autonomy, and it may have an AI governance model that is technocratic, opaque, and lacking democratic legitimacy. Deaths in the sanctuaries. Death of tigers leaves environmentalists alarmed, raising conservation concerns. The recent death of an adult tiger on its cubs due to poisoning at the male Mahadeshwara Hills Wildlife Sanctuary in Karnataka has not only shocked conservationists but raised pertinent questions on the wildlife protection sanctuary machinery and environmental governance prevailing in the state. Custodial deaths, police convictions remain zero in Tamil Nadu and beyond. No accountability for custodial deaths. Even a murderer would not have caused this much injury to a person, observed the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court on Tuesday during the hearing of a batch of public interest litigation petition over the custodial death of Ajit Kumar, a security guard who died in the police custody in Shivaganga district last Saturday. Kumar's death is not an isolated incident. but part of a broader picture in Tamil Nadu and even in the rest of the country. The pattern is clear. A significant number of custodial deaths take place, of which a considerable number of them are reported. A few of the policemen are arrested and none of them are convicted. Kumari's death is definitely not a first instance to spark public outrage in Tamil Nadu. Gig workers a part of India's labor data. How did Indian universities fare on the US ranking list? The story so far. For the first time in the international ranking of universities published by Factual Sermons, a company specializing in higher education analysis based in the UK. Indian universities have more than 50 spots in the top 15,000. The highest rank among Indian universities goes to IIT Delhi, ranked 123, closely followed by IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIT Kharagpur, and Bangalore. This number has increased from 11 in 2015 to 54 in 2026 with 8 universities including Ashoka University in Haryana and Shiv Nadar Institute of Eminence in Greater Noida getting featured for the first time. A land of dozens and poets, Iran in the crosshairs of history again. Iran is rich in stories linked often to other cultures. The work through books on Iran, which is an emporia of ideas and beliefs, exchanged and exported through the centuries by its merchants, mercenaries, and storytellers. Supreme Court Udal's petition on July 14 to use Shiv Sena name symbol for local polls. Maharashtra Deputy CM Eknath Shinde and his group must be restrained from using party name, the reserved symbol and party flag, says Shiv Sena UBT, says Uddhav Thakure's counsel. Supreme Court permits developer to swap attached property. Palestini separatists still in UK call for inquest. BRICS will help create a multipolar world, Modi says. Kashmir opened arms to first batch of pilgrims. Congress leader involved in fake transaction in National Herald case. ED tells court. Kolkata police transfer law college gang rape case from SIT to detective department. Three Kavar Yatra pilgrims killed after truck falls into gorge. Crowd rises to second in Mandi district as rain flash floods better Himachal Pradesh. Newly elected MLA to be inducted as minister in one government today. Perfect mechanism for ELI scheme soon Mangalia. Rahul targets Modi government over supply of specialized fertilizers. DLI scheme is a flow to transfer funds to corporate CPI sales. Wouldn't accept free language policy even in future employ. Special revision of laws would disenfranchising 2 crore voters in Bihar, claimed NDA bloc. LJP leader flags gap in Northern leadership in Hindi belt, says party speaks for all. No link between COVID-19 vaccines and sudden deaths. Sudden cardiac deaths can be from a wide range of factors, including genetics, lifestyle, pre-existing conditions, and post-COVID-19 complications, says Human Health Ministry. Baseless claim will hamper vaccination. Baseless claim will hamper vaccination, NIE director. Debt burden of Indians has increased, says Congress. High Court asks Centre to update RTA rules for digital formats. Researchers sequence whole genome of ancient Egyptian for the first time. Multi-agency probe burst international drug cartel. For trip to the ISS will provide valuable inputs for Gaganyaan mission ISRO. SBI classifies RC on Dawn account as fraud reports mailed to RBI. Center gives green signal for bike taxis, Rapido hails move. Many US-India deal possible but likely symbolic. Starlink steps into Sri Lanka stirred market in South Asia. Iran halts cooperation with nuclear watchdog after strikes by giant US. Bangladesh court sentences Hasina to 6 months in jail. The line will continue after me. No other authority can interfere, says Dalai Lama. Ukraine left trembling as US reduces arms supply. Deswal drives India on day 1, even as team selection grabs this spotlight. Teacher trainer, thank all my professionals. I thank all my listeners and learners. I thank all respected ministers and managers. I thank all doctors and directors. I thank all honorable advocates, advisors, administrators, and advisors. I thank the most honorable present from security. Thank again and again. Thanks. Nice to